Have you done anything noteworthy, mentionable?
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
She's gonna blow!
God, you're noteworthy!
Escape from reality.
You still there?
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Ben, Christy, Alonso, and Matt. Christmas Day release, the remake, but not, I guess, at all like the original.
Not much.
A different adaptation of the story.
Of the
Ben
James
Stiller's The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yes, Stiller plays Walter Mitty, who is quiet and lives mostly in his dreams. He is the photo editor of Life mag. Not photo editor. He's
an archivist guy.
Yeah, he's in the photo department at Life magazine, which is
Okay, good.
which is about to cease publication, and this world famous photographer sends him his final roll of film, and there's this one frame that he thinks needs to be the last cover of Life, and it's missing, and so Mitty now has to go on a global trek to track down the photographer and find the picture so that they can use it for the magazine, and in doing so, learn so much about himself. Take a look.
It had a son that mowed the lawn.
I'm Walter Mitty.
Walter. Okay. Oh, are you coming?
Yes, I'm not. Yes, I have to stay.
Where do we land? Reno, go now!
Oh my God!
Does this have the imagining a more dramatic life than the of the Danny Kaye story?
Yeah. It starts out where he imagines, doing or saying things in a much more heroic way, or imagining himself as a more heroic figure, as a mountain climber or whatever. It's just these sort of quick little moments, but
That weird action scene.
yeah. There's this very
he's skateboarding
strange.
through the streets.
Yeah, this very strange, overdone CG action scene with Adam Scott and. Somebody else start.
It's very pretty. Here's what I will say, okay? I'm torn on this because it does sort of shamelessly feel like Ben Stiller's midlife crisis movie, right? Because he stars in it, he directed it, and he gets to make himself this heroic figure and do all these thrilling things, later on in life. It's really beautifully photographed. It is kind of shamelessly heart-tuggy and kind of pandering and kind of beating you over the head with the importance of finding yourself and whatnot.
What is weird about it is the fact that when you star in a movie that you have written and directed and you give other people dialogue about how awesome you are, that's always creepy to me. Like that it's really hard to pull it off. He at least co-wrote it, I think.
James Thurber wrote the short story and hated the Danny Kaye version.
I don't think he'd like this one much better.
Doesn't sound like.
The short story is dark. The short story is a dark, kind of bleak story.
And it's not long enough to. That's why. For the Danny Kaye, he hated Danny Kaye, and they added the songs. There's no songs in this, though, right?
There's no songs.
So there's no musical component.
But
there is a little bit of a music.
The soundtrack
there's
is
some
very
karaoke.
heavy-handed, and the soundtrack is very heavy-handed. I would say.
There's a
The
song
use of
element to it.
But it's not a musical.
But not a music. Not in the Danny Kaye.
The
sense,
cast
no.
is really impressive. I mean,
Great
on
cast
paper,
here.
right?
Yeah, Sean Penn and Kristen Wiig
And Shirley MacLaine and Patton Oswalt and Adam Scott and
Catherine Hahn.
I don't know. The more you find out that Walter, as a teenager, was this champion skateboarder, so that they can then dredge that up again, and he can skateboard through Iceland. It's a cool sequence. It looks great, but all the while I'm thinking Ben Stiller is creating this movie about how awesome Ben Stiller is.
That bothered me too. Yeah.
And and after a while, it's disconcerting.
A very big budget movie about how awesome he is.
I thought this movie was really pretentious, and the plot line of the movie where he's missing this picture and the ham-fisted symbolism that comes up by the end of the film.
Of what the shot actually is.
Right, and what he had to find, and
that made me cringe,
God,
And did you not all completely predict where the picture was all along?
Yeah, that's obvious, But then he has some lovely scenes with Shirley MacLaine as his mom, some lovely scenes with Sean Penn as the photographer that he's chasing after. Individual moments I like.
This would have been a much more interesting movie, I think, if it wasn't supposed to be Walter Mitty and you took out the fantasy sequences. And I think that would have been a sharper, more interesting movie.
Just get him on the road.
Just get him on the road.
But then obviously it's not.
But then it's not Mitty.
It's not Walter Mitty.
Right. But I think it kind of loses the sense of what Walter Mitty, the Walter Mitty story is, somewhat related to, you could argue thematically it's about what Thoreau writes about men living lives of quiet desperation in this fantasy life, and how, modern society pigeonholes people, and you lose your sense of adventure. I think this movie loses all of that and ignores that in favor of, look how awesome Ben Stiller is.
Self-aggrandizement.
Yeah.
Right.
Really
And
fast.
he didn't write it.
I just looked it up.
Yeah, Steve Conrad.
Who also wrote
Oh yeah, I looked this
The
up.
Pursuit of Happiness
Happiness.
and The Weatherman. Not terribly subtle movies, but they're all about men finding themselves.
So I will say, who shot this movie? Because it is gorgeous.
It is very pretty. We'll look it up.
But yeah, it became an advertisement for Ben Stiller after a while, which really got on my nerves. And I predicted story beats. I found it too up its own ass. Ultimately, that was my problem with it.
I give it a 6. I feel like I'm really high on that now.
You are.
Okay.
What did I give it? A 5.1.
5.1.
The correct number
5.1.
obviously is 4. That's what I give it.
And it's pretty close to everybody else. It's at 42.
41%. Yeah, 42.
Yeah, on Rotten Tomatoes. So there's The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.